What's good? What's good? What's really good? Welcome to Breaking News Live right here in the studios of Charm City Direct TV. Make sure you go to the fan page of Charm City Direct TV at Facebook. I did it wrong. Facebook is in the back of me. funny. Hey, we got a lot to talk about because there's some things that's going on in the news, of course, on Breaking News Live. And we're going to take you all the way to Texas, where the little girl mysteriously disappeared in the care of her stepfather while the mom was off at a funeral in another state. I don't know if they said she was off to a funeral in another state and left the girl in the care of the stepfather. Here's the little girl right here, Maleah Davis, 4-year-old Maleah Davis, and the stepfather, Darion Vince, left poor little Maleah Davis in the care of this. I'm just going to leave it at that. Left her in the care of him. They were supposed to be married. They called off the marriage, so he's an ex-fiance. So for the life of me, I don't understand, the whole thing that's going on. Stay tuned. Breaking News Live is next. Breaking News Live, we gonna go all, I'm just talking and the mic ain't even on. We gonna be talking about little Maleah Davis. Like I said, she was left in the care of stepfather, ex-fiance, Darion Vince. And we're gonna talk about the sudden disappearance of little Maleah Davis, all the way in Texas. Now, when this story unfolded, people, of course, I kept my eye on it because I said some things are not adding up. Some things just don't sound right. You ever heard someone tell a story and the story just don't sound right? And then in the in the wake of trying to find out what was going on, and people was trying to put the pieces together, and the reports was coming out, they were saying that he changed up the story a lot of times. So the one story that he gave, this is Darion Vince, this is what he said. Vince told investigators last week he had Maleah and his toddler son in the car, and he was driving to the airport to pick up Maleah's mother on May 4th. At some point, he told police he heard a popping noise and went to check on it. Okay. When he stopped, Vince said a blue pickup truck pulled up behind him and two Hispanic men got out. One hit him, knocked him out for nearly 24 hours. Pause. Red flag. Let's stop right there. And I'm gonna read the rest, but I'm gonna stop right there. Now, I'm just gonna knock on wood now, because I never had the luxury, people, to be knocked out. Never had a altercation severely to the point that someone just automatically just knocked me, what Smokey off of Friday would say, knock the fuck out. You got knocked the fuck out. Never had that luxury, people. Never had anyone to hit me so hard that I will be knocked out. He said that the two Mexican or Hispanic men jumped out of the car and hit him, knocked him out for 24 hours. Wow. That's the first red flag right there. When I saw that, people, I was like, wait a minute. I said, wait a minute. How can someone hit you so bad that you are knocked out for 24 hours? Then they said when he told investigators when he woke up a day later, his son was there, but Maleah was gone. Now, another story that I was reading, another news clip that I was watching, because like I said, people, I was gathering my information. They said that the Hispanic men was making lewd comments towards the 4-year-old girl, Maleah. They were saying she was pretty. You know, how pretty she was, this, that, and the third. Now, okay, I can understand that. I could take that. I mean, there's some perverts out here. There's a lot of perverts out here, and I can honestly understand that, because you know, she is a pretty little girl. Now, I understand Darion on that respect, that, you know, you're not going to talk about my child in front of my face. You're not going to do that. You're not going to disrespect my child in front of me. You see what I'm saying? So I get that. But to be hit and be knocked out for 24 hours, that time lapse, that's a lot of time. That's a lot of time for someone to hit you and you be knocked out that cold from a knockout. I have seen boxing, and even when the boxers knock out the other boxer, or the boxer hit the other boxer and they, you know, stretched out, they pop right back up. They a little stunned a little bit, but they get right back up. So I that part right there, Darion, I don't know. I don't know. So he goes on to say, he said he walked to a nearby hospital where he received medical attention for the injuries. And then he said he said he sustained an alleged abduction and reported Maleah missing, police said. Okay. Another red flag going up. Why would they take her and not the little boy? I'm just saying. Why would they take her and not the little boy? Okay. So the beginning, like I said in the beginning, the mother, Brittany Bowens. Now Brittany, like I said, she went off to a funeral. Don't know where. But they said that Darion Vince was picking her up from the airport. Ex-fiance, you don't pretty much know this man from a can of paint. Here's a message to, and I've been dying to say this. I've been dying to say this ever since I saw this story unfold, people. Parents, and this goes for men and this goes for women. You have to be selective, very cautious. I'm gonna say cautious. You have to be very cautious in who you leave your kids with. Now, you don't even have to be in a relationship. This is daycare centers. This is that little cousin that you knew growing up, but you don't know now when they got bigger or adults. This the neighborhood, the neighborhood nanny or the neighborhood grandfather around the way that everybody love. You seen them. They know, people know them, but you don't know them. This can be looked at all across the board, people. That you cannot trust everybody. That goes for relationships, that goes for family members, that goes for people that other people say. Okay, I know I'm getting sidetracked, because there's a lot to talk about. But you ever wondered about the person? You see what I'm saying? You ever wonder about the person and then you ask people, damn, you ever wonder about the person, then you ask people, you say, what you think about so-and-so? And they give them their opinion about so-and-so. That's just their opinion. You have to be the person of judgment. You have to have good judgment of character on that person. You just can't, when it comes to kids, people, when it comes to children, especially 4-year-olds, little toddlers, babies. Maleah Davis was 4 years old. When it comes down to that, you have to really think 3-4 times before you leave your child or children in the care of other people. Now, before I go on, I'm gonna play this clip that I have, and it pretty much outlined the whole story. But we're going to come back and we're going to talk about more of this case. So stick around. Don't go nowhere. Much more to come.
The bombshell allegations in the case of that missing 4-year-old girl in Houston. A spokesperson for the mother of Maleah Davis making graphic abuse claims against her stepfather. Police who first interviewed him say he kept changing his story about what happened, and now new surveillance images just out. Here's ABC's Ariel Reshef.
Tonight, a spokesman for the mother of missing 4-year-old Maleah Davis making chilling new allegations, claiming Maleah's stepfather was physically abusive toward the child.
We need the truth about what happened to young Maleah to come out.
Sources say this image from a surveillance camera shows Maleah's stepfather, Darion Vence, leaving home on Friday with a laundry basket carrying a plastic bag. And they say the next night he's seen walking into a hospital after he claims he woke up on the side of the road and Maleah was gone. Vence told police he was driving Maleah and her baby brother to pick up their mother at the airport when 3 men pulled up in a blue pickup truck.
One of them makes a comment saying that Maleah looks very nice, looks very sweet.
Vence claiming he was beaten, but officers say his story changed several times. His car found abandoned just yesterday. Maleah was removed from the home after a head injury last summer, but returned in February. Child Services says the family was being monitored. Today, Maleah's mother pressed on why she is only now sharing these allegations.
This mother has suffered a lot of abuse in her life.
Tom, police have not commented on those allegations. The search for Maleah is a race against time. She requires constant medical care after multiple brain surgeries for that head injury. Tom.
Missing for days now. All right, Ariel, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.
And welcome back to the show. That was a clip for the situation that's going on now, people. And like I said, you know, if you was listening to it, you heard that now they are questioning her about her decision, and the lawyer is like, you know, you need to come clean about what's going on here. Like I said, people, you just can't leave your kids around with anybody. You just can't do it. I'm sorry. You just can't leave your kids with anybody and thinking that they have good intentions for your kids. You know, you just met these people, you just met this person thinking that, you know, okay, you know, he or she is a good person. They ain't gonna do nothing. But you never know what's on the minds of people. You never know if people that you meet even like kids. You see what I'm saying? You think you met someone that's good. Everything is on the up and up. But then once you get deep into that relationship, they don't like kids. You see what I'm saying? And in the old cliche, you know, you take the total package. I understand that. That's all fine and good, you know. I can't be with you and dismiss the kids. You see what I'm saying? I'm a parent. Everybody know my son's 16 now, but when he was little, I was very selective in when and how they met my son. You see what I'm saying? As a man, I'm saying this as a man. I was very selective. I was very cautious because my son at the moment, you know, he's little. He's a baby or a toddler, or you know, he was very attached. He gets attached to people very well, very quick. And if anything happened to me and that person, and then you know, he's there and he gets attached to this person, and something was to happen between me and that person, and then he's asking me like, Daddy, where's so-and-so? And I gotta break down to him like, well, you know, something happened. And then, you know, although it appears that he's okay, it's not, because he's now attached to that person. That's just my, you know, opinion or my observation about this whole situation here. So as I read a little bit more into this story, it says I'm reading this and I'm still going on with the sheer fact of the Hispanic men getting out the car and approaching Mr. Vince. Also, they said that they found blood in the house, and that Maleah never left the house. Oh, they said Maleah never left the house. So they said Vince said the car he was driving, the silver Nissan Altima, was stolen when he was abducted. But surveillance footage viewed by authorities showed Vince being dropped off at the hospital on May 5th in the same vehicle. Ooh, somebody lying. Now, the Altima was recovered Thursday in a shopping mall's parking lot in Missouri City, Texas, about 5 miles from where Vince said he woke up. I'm still a little baffled about the whole you gotta put some whole like force into that hit for somebody to be knocked out for a day. For 24 hours, he was knocked out cold. Baby didn't come out and tap him on the head like, Daddy, wake up. Daddy, wake up. Nobody did that. Nobody woke you up. So when authorities inspected the vehicle, now this is where it gets interesting. When authorities inspected the vehicle, they discovered a blue laundry basket along with a gas can, according to probable cause documents and Vince's arrest. According to those documents, police also had 2 separate dogs trained to pick up the smells of carnivores walk around the Altima and other vehicles in the parking lot. Both dogs barked at the trunk of the Altima, the document states, indicating that the scent of decomposition in the vehicle. Blood evidence obtained from the apartment Vince shares with Maleah's mother is consistent with DNA taken from Maleah's toothbrush, court documents state. So you mean to tell me that he said that by the little girl brushing her teeth? We all heard of what's that, gum disease and tooth decay, but come on. It's not that much of a significant amount of blood that can come from your teeth on a toothbrush. Houston detectives found drops of blood in the hallway. So you mean to tell me that the little girl be brushing her teeth so hard that little drops of blood be coming out her mouth in the hallway. Like, I can't accept that. That led to the bathroom on surfaces in the bathroom. Investigators discovered evidence of more blood using a chemical resonant that reacts to the presence of blood that may not be visible to the eye, such as when a person has attempted to clean it up, the documents state. Vince allegedly told investigators that there should be no blood in the home and that no one was recently bleeding. Testing subsequently leaked the blood samples to Maleah. Yeah, Lisa. Thank you for watching, Lisa. Lisa Mills and Sharon Johnson, Miss Critique, thank you for watching. Hey, Rashad Tyson, thanks for joining in, man. I didn't want to say it, Lisa, but I think the mom had something to do with it too. Because before all of this transpired, they said that there has been numerous accounts of child neglect because the Child Protective Services had came to get the child because of a head injury in the house, that she had to undergo surgery for brain for a brain injury. She hit her head, something happened to her brain, she had to get surgery. So then it says that the Child Protective Services came in, but then later returned the little girl. So who's to say that? I'm gonna just start with the stepfather. I'm gonna just start with Darion for a minute. Who's to say that the woman was leaving out the mother, which is Brittany Bowen, is leaving out for work, and he's doing God knows whatever? She's 4. She's not going to say anything. Or how about them two tag teaming and abusing the little girl together? I didn't want to say it, Lisa, but you're right. Now, if all of this is going on, people, all of this is going on, like I said, women, men, be cautious of the people that you meet around your children. Let me say that again. Be cautious of the people that you meet to be around your child or your children. Do not leave these people in the home with your children. Do not allow, like, if you just meet somebody yesterday, there should be a significant amount of time before that person need to meet your children. There should be a significant amount of time before that person meet your children. So Lisa writes, he was beating everybody ass, mom and children, but when he did what he did, mom helped him cover it up. Exactly. I totally agree with you, Lisa. I think that's what happened. He was beating on mom. He was beating her. Now, my question is, was there any other children other than his child? Because they said he had a son. Was the son living with him? I don't recall that. But you're right, Lisa. Maybe that could have happened. Maybe that was a situation where Darion was beating up on mom and then beating up on the little girl. Then when everything came out, he was like, look, I will kill you if you say something. And maybe this whole trip that she took, maybe that was a cover-up to say, well, I don't want to be here when everything goes down. This is just too much for me. So she goes off to another city, that goes to a funeral, and boom, this happens. Oh, she crying and she's, oh, this is just too much. But don't you know that you are a main contributor to this? You put up with this. Remember, like I said, people, Child Protective Services came in one time and took her and then sent her back. You see what I'm saying? So how long has this been going on? Now, we all got kids. We people with kids, little toddlers. I'm talking about little toddlers, little kids run around the house and they bump, they bruise, and they hit their shoulder or hit their head every now and then. But this was severely to the point where this little girl had to undergo brain surgery. Like, goddamn, like, what's good, Jay McGraw? What's good with you, fam? At what point? this goes back from him getting knocked out by the two Hispanic dudes, if they even did it. This goes back to you just got hit so hard that you was knocked out for 24 hours. God damn. Now let's fast forward that to the little girl running, or just running, fell down the steps. I don't know, but I mean, we all got kids, and trust me, I'm not giving them the benefit of the doubt, but we all got, little toddlers, little kids, or your big child was a little child at one point, like my 16-year-old. He running and he not being and running to a wall. I understand that, but are they going to hit themselves that hard? Something ain't adding up. And and I just wanted to point this out. I don't know if y'all seen the clips of what's going on, but Timothy H. Burton III, it seemed like he's appearing in all of the high profiles, in all the high profile cases of these magnitudes. Timothy H. Burton III. I just want to throw that out. I don't know. Maybe that's me, but he's popping up in all the hard profile mystery murders. You see what I'm saying? Watch out for that. So Val Jenkins, shout out to Val who just joined us. She writes, I just posted that. I blame the school, the hospital, social services, and the entire family. And Lisa writes, my heart goes out for this child. She was failed by everyone that should have cared for her. Mom, stepdad, and Child Protective Services. Yes, I totally agree. Child Protective Services, I'm not letting her back. Remember, like I said, they took her. They took her. And then later on, they brought her back. Wouldn't have sent her back. To Lisa. Old Timothy H. Burton. Yeah, he tried to get a name for himself. Yeah, I just realized that he is popping up in all these high profile cases. So watch out for that. Timothy H. Thomas. I'm sorry, I said Timothy. Thomas H. Burton III. Sound like a lawyer's name. So anyway, but like I said, people, as it boils down, my heart goes out to everyone that is affected by this little child's murder. I also want to say to each and every person out there that's watching to be very, very cautious. Be very, very cautious in who you be, and give yourself a time of when you should introduce your children or your child to this person. Men, women, This goes out for men, and this goes out for women. And like I said earlier in the show, I had said something to the fact of that, you know, just because they live in the neighborhood, just because they have a good rapport with people, and I'm talking about this is not relationship issues. Just because they live in the neighborhood, you ever had that one woman or that one man who does a lot for the neighborhood, and they say, well, take your child over there, or he's real good with kids, or she real no. And I'm not going to say that it was a mistake. I kind of did that when my son was little. I had to work, and I had to provide daycare for my son, and I was calling around to people. You know, I did the whole, you know, how you clean your house, what's in your house, you got guns in your house, you got dogs in your house. I gave them the whole grill. Like, you know, I love cats, but he's a baby, don't let no cats be around my son. I gave them the whole rundown, you see what I'm saying? And I found this lady, when she appeared, you know, we sat down, we had 2 meetings. I didn't play with my child. We had 2 meetings. I said, you know, do you watch other kids? Are the other kids here? Blah 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 blah. So I said, you know, what are some of the things you do with children? I had eye contact, any signs of drug abuse. I was looking at her arms. I was going around the house. That's what you have to do. If that's what you have to do to protect, that's the word I've been looking for all day. Protect. Moms didn't protect the daughter. Mom just said, you know what? He's in good hands. She's in good hands. No. But like I was saying, people, let me continue with my thought before I get sidetracked. But my son, he, you know, I dropped him off. I went to work. I was calling her literally every hour on the hour. That's my only child. You see what I'm saying? That was my only boy, you know? And I was calling her, and I was like, what my son doing? You feed him? You changed him? And she was like, Mr. Harris, I got this, you know, blah, 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 blah. I said, I understand that, but this is my child. Now, if you don't want the hell to come to you, I think you would want to do right. And I would say that every time I called her. If you don't want the wrath to come to you, you would want to do right. So that one time I came there to drop him off, something wasn't right. She was acting funny. She was, hi, Mr. Harris, how you doing? I said, are you okay? And she, oh, I'm fine. I said, nah, something's wrong. So I'm going throughout the house, and I'm looking in the house. I'm looking, you know, that's what I did every day when I dropped him off. I'm looking in the house. I'm making sure that nobody's hiding in the house, making sure that whoever she had in the house is up to par. You see what I'm saying? She wasn't married. She wasn't, you know, she didn't have no boyfriends, or I didn't see no guys there. But this particular day, something said, Ernest, today is not that day. So I took him to the lady that used to watch him at my job, because she was telling me that she couldn't watch him no more. And I told her, I said, look, I'm gonna make it worth your while. And she was good. She was good to my son, real good to my son. And somehow, and that's another story, somehow the site manager got involved with her and was putting little people not minding their business. I'm gonna just leave it at that. So I took my son there. But then she called me and she was like, you forgot to pay me. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to create that headache. I'm gonna give you your money, but your services are no longer needed. One time. And I told her, I said, one time that I see any type of anything, he coming up out. And then when I was coming in, people, I started to notice a lot of stuff. Like, he was sitting on the table, the same place where I dropped him off at. He wasn't dressed. He would have his onesie on and no t-shirt, nothing, just chilling like this with no clothes on, and that's it. Then I noticed a lot of other people was coming around. You see what I'm saying? A lot of boys was coming in the house. A lot of men was coming in the house. Then I saw animals. I saw a cat. I saw a dog, a bird, and I was like, you didn't have all of this when you know. And so my mind is starting to race now. My mind is thinking now. So I just pulled them out. I said, no, he don't need to be around this. But then, like I said, the pivotal point of the whole thing was, hi, Mr. Ernest. How you doing today? And I smelled the breath. It didn't appear that it was alcohol. Maybe she had smoked a little herb when you're a little wake and bake. I don't care what the hell you do when you get up in the morning. I really don't. But just don't do it around my son. Be alert. You have a child in here now. I need you to be alert. You know? So I pulled them out. I said, nah, can't do that. But this is the type of reaction, people, that you need to have with anybody that you introduce your children to. Look at their mannerisms. Look at their history. Fuck. I even had past relationships where they did police searches on me. Like, have you ever been locked up? You ever did time? You ever did jail? You ever been in prison? You a drug dealer? And it was perfectly fine. I didn't mind that. These are the type of questions, these are the type of things that you have to do, people, men and women. This goes out for men, and it's definitely going out for women. It goes out for both of y'all. You have to look at, and I'm not talking about 3 weeks, 2 weeks, a month. It takes time. It takes time for you to really get to know a person to the point where you can introduce that person to your child or children. Real talk. And with this case of Maleah Davis, I blame the mom, and I blame, of course, you could just look for yourself with this. Like, definitely, I blame. Look at this. Look at this. You're not going to, wait a minute. You're not going to tell me that you don't have a suspicious bone in your body when you see this face. You're not going to tell me that you don't have a suspicious bone in your body. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. His face just looked like, yeah, I did it. Yeah, I did it. Maybe him and the little girl didn't get along. Maybe he was just abusive. Mom didn't see that when she just got into that relationship. Or she wasn't really worried about it. People, you have to do it. You have to do it. You have to look at your child's life, or your children's or your child's perspective. You have to take that into consideration before you start to introduce these people to your children. Hey, that has been breaking news right here on Charm City Direct TV. Glad that you guys had an opportunity to join me. Thank you as always. You've been great. Make sure you go to, I'm gonna try this one more time. Let me see if it works. Make sure you go to the fan page of Charm City Direct right here at Charm City Direct TV, facebook.com/Charm City Direct TV. Make sure you like the page. Make sure you like and share the page. Also, you can watch Charm City Direct TV on 3 major platforms. You could go to YouTube at Charm City Direct TV. You could go to Periscope, which is the streaming engine for Twitter. Didn't know that, did you? You could go there and watch Breaking News Live. Breaking News Live on Periscope at Charm City Direct, and of course on Facebook Live at facebook.com/Charm City Direct TV. Hey, you've been great. Hope that you enjoyed it. Hey, like I said, people, make sure you take time to really get to know someone, whether that is a family member that you just being reacquainted with, a neighborhood person, your neighbor, or someone that lives in your neighborhood, family member, relationship, man or woman, whoever it is. Make sure you give them significant amount of time before you introduce these people to your children or your child, because you do not want this horrific, horrible act of what happened to poor Maleah Davis happen to your child. And I also want to say my heart, my prayers goes out for her extensive family, and to the mom and to the stepdad. I hope you rot in hell. That is it. That is all. Holla at you when I smile at you. Peace. New to the Charm City Direct TV network is the new show, Best Friends Talking Shit, with hosts Christian and Kiara. Tune in every Monday and Wednesday, live at 7:30 p.m., only on Charm City Direct TV, for your weekly dose of sex talk, relationship advice, and very interesting conversation from two best friends. Check out Best Friends Talking Shit. Either you're going to learn something, or you're gonna feel real uncomfortable. Now you can watch Charm City Direct TV on 3 major platforms. On YouTube, go to Charm City Direct TV, Periscope at Charm City Direct, and Facebook Live at facebook.com/Charm City Direct TV. We are the heartbeat of the city.